Scott Foster of Wellco and the Troy Chamber Board. One of your distinct advantages with the Troy Chamber is opportunities to connect with top business leaders, including members of the board. Continue on to learn more. Enjoy.
Good afternoon. This is Barry Demp. My company's name is Barry Demp Coaching. I've been an active participant and member of the Troy Chamber for about 12 years. And the Troy Chamber has actually been a fabulous contribution to my business development efforts. And I've had the good fortune in the last 4 or 5 years to be a member of the Troy Chamber Board of Directors. I'm here in Troy, Michigan, right on Big Beaver Road. And like my company name says, Barry Demp Coaching, that's what I do. I coach people to take their professional and personal lives to the next level in all the domains that they're interested in. And just like an athlete works with a coach in a sport, the sport here is business and in people's lives. So people who are up to big things, both professionally and personally, those are the kinds of folks that I like to meet. I'm married to a wonderful woman named Wendy for 33 years. I have 2 fabulous kids. Daniel, who's 27, he lives in Wisconsin. My daughter Rachel, who lives in Newtown, Pennsylvania. And I even live with my dad, whose name is Marvin. He's 86 years old, and he looks just like me. So I'm looking forward to this interview, Scott, and seeing what we can share.
Barry, what do you like to do in your free time?
You know, my first exposure to the working world was working at a fast food restaurant. And that's how I made my money. I made $1.50 an hour working for a company called Geno's, which was a competitor of McDonald's at the time. So what I learned to do there is I learned to cook. And at home, I used to help my mom in preparing meals. And she actually convinced me at a very young age that being a good cook, or even being a chef, was not a bad thing. It wasn't just for women. So being a chef or being a cook is something I really like to do. I play a little golf, and the other thing I like to do is focus on anything that's related to personal or professional growth and development.
Barry, if you could learn to do anything, what would it be?
If I could learn to do anything, gosh, I'm not really quite sure. I have such a voracious appetite to learn most things, but I'd like to probably be a master chef. I'd love the ability to take all kinds of wonderful, flavorful, aromatic ingredients and put them together in some masterful way and take delight in what I prepared in the process and take delight in eating it and sharing it with people that I love. So being a master chef was actually something that I wanted to do. Maybe even have my own cooking show or something like that.
Barry, what is one of your favorite quotes?
You know, my favorite quote is on the signature of my website as well as the signature of my email. And the quote says, "When patterns are broken, new worlds will emerge." That quote's so fundamental to what I do as a coach because I engage people in a conversation of where are you in your life and your career, where would you like to be, and the leverage of their commitment to that future allows them to be open and receptive to breaking patterns and doing things differently. The exact opposite of that is what we call the definition of insanity, which is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. So when people are willing to commit to a better future, they need to take a look at what they're currently doing and be willing to do things in new and different ways to achieve that.
Barry, what was the first thing you bought with your own money?
You know, I remember when I was a young boy, the first major purchase was a lawnmower. I was 11 years old, and we purchased a $75 Craftsman lawnmower. And I actually got my dad to buy it for me, and I promised to pay him back. So at the time, I used to get paid $1.50 a lawn. And every time I would come back from mowing lawns, I would dump dollar bills and quarters in his pocket so that I say, now I owe you $37, now I owe you $25, and now it's mine. So I had my own little entrepreneurial business, even at the age of 11.
Barry, what's the hardest thing you've ever done?
I think one of the biggest things and most difficult things to do was to leave the comfort and security of a Fortune 500 job. I worked for the company Upjohn, which was based in Kalamazoo, and I have a sales and marketing and advertising background. And to leave the security and take a voluntary buyout to go and start this thing called coaching, nobody was actually doing that before, and it just felt right. So the story that got me into coaching was I was watching the 1992 Olympics. There were 5,000 athletes in Barcelona, Spain, but there was 2,000 coaches. And I saw the correlation between coaching and peak performance in athletics, and I saw that you could probably bring that coaching idea to the business world and help people achieve what they wanted professionally. So I was not happy in my job with the Upjohn Company. I had learned a lot, but I felt that for me to pursue my full fulfillment and my full potential as a business person, I had to take a risk, leave that Fortune 500 job, and kind of join the coaching circus, so to speak, and try something that felt authentic for myself. So leaving there and being concerned about the stability and security of my family was the biggest challenge for me.
Barry, if you could witness any event, past, present, or future, what would it be?
That's a good one. There's actually two that come to mind. The first would be the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I think the founding fathers must have been pretty awesome folks. And having them get together and debate and language and speak the future of this country into existence and declare it must have been amazing. The other thing is I was a science teacher at one time. So the idea of man landing on the moon, I remember being a little kid, I don't know what year it was, I guess it was 69. I must have been, 12 years old, and watching them land on the moon and having Neil Armstrong say what he said. I actually wanted to be an astronaut. I wanted to go up there and have the right stuff or whatever it would be. So that would be the two things that would be great to go back into time and see.